In this video, I'm going to share with you what I think is the best starter lens for you YouTube content creators that are using Canon DSLRs to record your video. Hey, thank you and welcome to the Frugal Tech channel. We do product reviews, we do technology analysis, and sometimes a tutorial or two. And today we're talking about a very great deal for a lens for creating YouTube videos with your Canon APS-C or crop sensor camera. That's going to include your Rebel series of cameras. That's your T6i, T7i, your Canon 80D, your 70D, 77D. These are crop sensor cameras, right? So they don't quite have the same size of the sensor as the big professional jobs that Canon has. But these are the kind of cameras many YouTubers are using to create content. And so when you go on YouTube and start looking at various setups and rigs that people are using, you're going to get all kinds of lenses that people are using with these cameras, including some that are very expensive. But if you're on a budget, but you're trying to get great video, what do you go for? Well, typically when you buy a Canon DSLR, you have a choice to get just the body only or with a kit lens. Now, my T6i came with the Canon 18 to 55 millimeter lens, and it is a great little starter lens. Not so great if you're shooting a lot of indoor video because the aperture isn't very wide on this. It's not very fast. In other words, the lower the number on the aperture, the bigger the hole is when you open up, when you crank this thing open, it lets more light in. So this doesn't do really well in low light situations, especially, for example, in my scenario, I don't have a lot of natural light in here, so I got a light with artificial lights. Another kit lens is the Canon 18 to 135. I actually did a video about this, and I think this is a great all-around lens, whether you're doing street photography or whether, if you just want that one lens stick on your camera and go, definitely this could be it, but it's a little bit spendy, around about $500 for this lens. So what do I recommend? Well, I've been recording my videos here recently with this 24 millimeter, wrong lens. There we go. This is the Canon 24 millimeter pancake lens. And this lens has really made a difference in stepping up my video game. Now, remember, I shoot a lot of stuff indoors and take product shots, and I wanted something that had a sharp image for video. And this being a prime lens does just that. Now, this lens currently sells for a retail price of $150, and in the United States, as of today, it's selling for $130 on sale on Amazon. I will provide a link, my Amazon affiliate link, in the description below if you are interested in this lens. So let's talk about some of the pros of this lens. First off, it's very small. It has a very small profile. It only weighs about 4 ounces, right? It also is, again, a prime lens, which means that it's going to be tack sharp and has beautiful color. And also it has an f2.8 aperture, which is going to give you some of that nice creamy background known as bokeh. Now, when I watched a lot of other YouTubers talk about their gear, a lot of them mentioned a lens called the Sigma 18 to 35 art lens. This is an $800 lens. It also does a fantastic job, but a lot of us don't have that kind of budget to spend on our first lens. At $150, you can accomplish some of the same looks that you'd get out of that more expensive lens. I'm not saying, folks, that this is a substitute for the art lens, but it's certainly worth considering. This lens is really a great little video lens, all right? And is great for talking head videos. At 24 millimeters, by the way, on a crop sensor camera, that's the equivalent of about 38.6 millimeters on a full frame or 35 millimeter camera. So it's not like you can sit right in front of it. You've got to kind of put it back a little bit, but it's still fairly wide enough to, if you set it back just a short bit, to get in the background and still has some of that nice creamy bokeh effect that so many people love. I can't stress that low profile that you put. I mean, when you walk around with a big Canon, with a Canon DSLR, this big honking lens on it, it intimidates people and it makes you less likely to pick it up and grab it and take it with you. But with a low profile lens such as this one, I guarantee you that is going to make taking that camera around a whole lot nicer experience. There are several cons to this lens, all right? Because I'm not saying this should be your only lens. I'm just saying make this your first lens if you're creating video for YouTube. And the first thing is the manual focus ring. Now I happen to have a 70D, Canon 70D, which has the excellent dual pixel autofocus, and this just works amazing with it. And the stepper motor, the STM motor on here is actually relatively quiet and does an amazing job. Sometimes you're going to want manual focus, and this manual focus ring is super tiny. It's really, really tiny, so just keep that in mind. Another con is it does not have, there we go, it does not have built-in image stabilization. This is meant to be put on a monopod, tripod, something to give it kind of a nice steady area to hold on to, because it does not have the image stabilization. Consider this a con or not. It does not have weatherproofing. It's not weather sealed lens, but look, most of your Rebel series cameras are not weather sealed, right? So keep that in mind. Don't take these out in the rain or in super dusty environments. But generally speaking, this is a nice walk-around lens. It is a wonderful little video lens. And for the price, you just can't beat it. Some people recommend the Sigma 30mm. But again, those are like $400. We're talking $150. And you're going to get some nice, crispy video with this lens. So I've been creating my recent videos with this lens, gotten some compliments on it. I like it. I'm actually recording this video on my Sony camcorder. But I got to admit, even though big lenses look great and they're super impressive looking, when it comes down to it, it's all about quality. And I think for $150 for your first lens for shooting video on your Canon DSLR, I think this sucker, the 24mm pancake lens, thumbs up. Hey, I want to get your comments down below. Bruce Naylor, talk to you later.